Hey guys, it's Kyle down here at Luna-Cycle. Today I'm going to talk to you about tensioning and adjusting the rear wheel and the Gates belt on the Luna-Fixed Stealth bike. Alright, so if you've ever had to remove your rear wheel for a flat tire or you've just noticed your belt's a little bit loose, I'm going to show you how to tighten it back up and then get your wheel nice and straight in the frame. So if you want to come on in a little closer, I'm going to show you. You do only need a few tools to do this. First, you're going to want to remove the little click box. And this is a 10mm open end wrench. This should just pop right off. You can leave this little pin in here. And then you're going to want to loosen the axle nut. This is a 15mm nut. And you're going to want to do that on both sides. It's the same on the non-drive side too. Alright, so now the wheel's really loose. Our belt's super loose. You would now, change your flat tire, and then when you're about ready to reinstall this, you'll notice you have one little tensioner on the drive side and no tensioner on the non-drive side. So there's a million different ways to do this. I always start by pulling the rear wheel back with my hand right here and then angling it to the left a little bit because we're going to make our fine-tune adjustments with this little tensioner here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull straight back. I see the wheel. I'm going to push it over to the left. Then I'm going to crank down this non-drive side nut. I'm going to go ahead and tighten this belt up a little bit. Now Gates makes a very helpful app. If you forget the name of it, it's going to say Gates right on your belt. You can download it from the App Store. Alright, now if you open up the Gates app, you're going to see all these different hertz readings, and these are frequencies that it's going to read from you plucking on the belt like a little guitar string. Now the fixed bike uses an internally geared hub, so you want anywhere from 35 to 50 hertz. You can see right now it's just reading my voice and it's like 119, 100. So 35 to 50 is pretty low tension for a belt. This bike really doesn't need a ton of tension. But this is a handy little app, and then you can ignore any super high readings. That's probably just ambient noise. So let's just go ahead and see what we're getting right now. So I go ahead and just pluck this and see if I can get a reading. So we're way low. We're down at, well, not too low. Alright, so all I'm going to do is tighten this up a little bit. And the way you tighten this rear wheel is by tightening this little 10mm nut. You don't want to twist the bolt, you just want to twist this little nut clockwise. And what that's going to do is it's going to bring the rear wheel back, and it'll also recenter it in the frame. So if your tire is ever making contact with the frame, it'll usually be on the non-drive side, on that side. And so you would just want to loosen this little nut right here, tighten up this tensioner, and it'll recenter the wheel in the frame. You would then go ahead and tighten this down. So I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit of tension to this. I'm going to do that just by twisting this nut. Alright, let's see what that did. We maybe went a little too tight. Go ahead and rotate the crank quarter turn and try again. Alright, we're a little bit over 50, so I'm just going to back this out a tiny bit. There you go, 47, 49. Now you just want to make sure your rear wheel is not rubbing the frame at all, because this is a road bike frame and the clearance is very tight. You only have like 1/4 of an inch on either side of the tire. So I'm happy with the tension on this. We're right at spec. I'm going to go ahead and close the app and put that away. And then all I'm going to do is go ahead and tighten up the axle nut. You can go ahead and crank these down really tight, at least 40 Newton meters on these. Then you would go ahead and reinstall your little shifter box. Now don't get this one too tight at all. This just threads into soft aluminum, so just barely tighten this guy down at all. That's a very simple video, and anyone can do this at home with just a few tools.